Listening to several programs, it just seems that everybody's feeling a type of uneasement, like something is going to happen, um, good or bad. Nobody really knows, but it's enough that everybody seems to be recognizing something isn't quite right. Everybody's a little more on edge. Um, and then you hear about FEMA building all these camps. Just here recently, ordering meals ready to eat. Just a lot of survival things. And then it brings you to the Mayan calendar and all these other prophetic prophecies dealing with the end times. And even the Mayan calendar pointed that, it's a solar event because, they watch the sun, they worship the sun, and a lot of scientists say, this is the least amount of sunspots. Well, really, for several years there weren't any, which is unheard of. And just here in the last month, enormous sunspots have been showing up. I mean, 3 or 4 times the size of the Earth. Unheard of. Had the largest solar flare or X flare recorded. It was like 64, and all they had was I don't know. It went up to 9 or something. They just never seen anything like it. Um, Other scientists are finding that uh, earthquakes um, are due to the solar flare and sun or solar activity. Um, so if you put all this together, it sort of says to me that if we're going to have increased solar flares and with the alignments with the planets and all this, they've found another planet, Planet X, which they say is a brown dwarf, and which is a very, very dense body that is approaching. And this is going to cause a lot of destruction. Um, and it comes about every, I don't know, is it either 26,000 or 3,600 years. Um, they're saying the last time it came through was the flood. In biblical times or history, they talk about the flood of Noah. Um, and the Bible is not the only one that describes this. Other ancient texts from India, all over the world, speak about this flood. They recorded a flood, and so I know prophecy in the Christian Bible. God said that He would never destroy the earth with a flood again, and to show His promise, He displayed a rainbow. So, who knows? I don't know what that means, but so far the Bible has been accurate in their prophecies. Um, but I also believe that all religions have a piece of the puzzle. Not one has all the answers, and that sort of brings me to what the Bible talks about, the Tower of Babel, when God struck it down and split the languages. Um, so I think when the languages were split, um, those different people with their own languages separated, and took their piece of the Bible or their spiritual teachings with them, which separated it. And that's why I say each one of the religions have a piece of the puzzle or a piece of what God is trying to say. Um, and then you got to think about, who transcribed the Bible and passed it on down. Was this tampered with or changed or modified in any way? We don't know. Um, but what we do know is the books that were put in the Bible were chosen, and the rest were taken out and put on a shelf. I think these are called the Gnostics. They weren't canonized. Um, but all I can say is I just don't see how we can depend on the government um, to feed us and take care of us. The Bible says, you know, when you see these signs, know that the time is near, and don't be caught not prepared. So I believe, these signs were given so we could get prepared and, at least have a fighting chance to make it through. If we don't prepare and we just sit back, it's going to be mayhem. It's going to be, fighting for food, water. Um, so, I'm trying to be prepared. I'm trying to do I got seeds put up, and but the thing is, if the weather doesn't permit, and the weather's going all crazy, I don't see how you can plant a crop or anything like that. I don't know. I really don't know. I know God provided for Moses when he took his people from Egypt. God provided manna and for them to eat. So, God says not to worry. Everything's in his hands. Um, I don't think that means to be complacent. Like I said, he said he'd give you the warnings to prepare for his arrival or whatever's going to happen. Um, I just believe that the government is pulling the wool over our eyes and fooling us by telling us that if we give up this right, our right to privacy, our right to be innocent until proven guilty, um, in return for our security. There is no way they can guarantee us security like that. If someone want to carry a bomb in, they're going to do so. It's just the same thing with drugs. If somebody wants to do it, it's going to happen. You know, so for us to sit there and give our rights up is ignorant. Very much a big mistake. Our forefathers tried to warn us of this. Um, tried to tell us that uh, maybe it was President Ike or Eisenhower to be, excuse me, to be concerned and wary of the military-industrial complex, and I believe that's where we've become complacent, and they've taken trillions of dollars since the World Trade Centers went down, and this banker bailout. Um, all of these things have caused us to be robbed, and the government's taken our money and given it to the rich. Um, And what gets me is, the world looks at us to be the leaders in freedom and to fight for that freedom. But yeah, I look at the news and see that it's the other countries that are standing up, and we're the ones that are becoming complacent. We're the ones that aren't doing anything. And I don't know if that's because of the government and their frequencies that they place on us that cause us to be docile or just don't give a damn. I don't know what it is, but I think we need to start talking about this with one another, and planning on demonstrations also, and to fight to get rid of the Federal Reserve. And each one of our states could come up with our own money. There are ways of doing this to gain our sovereignty back, and we just need to get off our butts and research these things, talk with one another, and figure out what it is we can and can't do. And one thing I don't recommend is fighting. We can't do it that way, or we'll lose. So anyway, if you want to talk more about it with me, and I'd love to hear ideas, anything. I know we need to start talking about it. So hope to hear from you, and keep the faith. All right.